Hey everybody, I think we're live. Yes, I have my little red button. Hi, I am Margie Remmers-Davis, creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor Certification. And we are here in our weekly live stream, which we stream live in our Facebook group, the QBO Gym Locker Room, where you can get hands-on practice in using QBO. That's what we are all about. Hands-on practice, hands-on practice, hands-on practice. We have a number of things on the agenda today. The first thing that I want to discuss is recertification. We have been inundated the last couple of weeks on questions about recertification. But before I do that, I forgot that if you want to participate in the live stream, so if you're watching this live, then you do need to give eCam permission. eCam is our streaming service, and you need to give eCam permission so that I can see who you are when you add stuff. And Joel just added that to the chat, so you should be able to do that. So that's if you are live. If you are watching this recording later, then you don't have to do that, but we encourage you to watch it live. You can only do that inside of our Facebook group. If you are watching this on YouTube, then the information down below on how to join the Facebook group, get access to the exercises that we're going to be talking about today. So somebody said hello and hello. And so back to recertification, which is our first topic today, because we have just been getting so many questions about it. And I haven't said much because it's not recertification season yet. And when the season starts, then I will be talking to you about it. But just to give you a heads up, because so many people are asking questions, you do, after you have your Pro Advisor certification, you do have to recertify every year. And you recertify based on the season in which you got your certification. So the certification season runs from November 1st until October 31st. Okay, so kind of like a fiscal year, but not, right? So the recertification runs from November 1st through October 31st. We are currently in the 2023 certification season. So if you got your certification prior to November 1st of last year, so that'd be 2022, and if you got your most recent certification before that date, then you will have to recertify this coming spring. Okay? If you got your certification, any level certification this year, meaning after November 1st of 2022, then you will recertify next spring in 2024. So the certification season runs from approximately April 1st. It's supposed to be April 1st. Last year, they were several weeks late, and we were like, where is it? But usually it's April 1st and then runs through June 30th. So you have until June 30th to get your certification. I'm seeing a lot of highs, hello, welcome, howdy, stuff in the chat. Make sure that you give permission to eCam so that I can see your name and say hello. And I'll know who you are if you ask any questions later. Kurt, thank you for doing that. Anyway, so that is the certification. You will, when the new training is released, you will have lots of notifications. So you will, you'll see a little banner when you log into your QBOA account. You'll get an email from Intuit. I will be talking about it. Everybody will be talking about it. So a lot of times, what we hear in our support box is people are worried that they're going to miss it. You are not going to miss it. I promise you're not going to miss it. So another common question is wondering whether they have to take the entire test again. And the answer is no, you don't have to take the entire test again. Intuit will release a specialized recertification training that is much, much, much smaller, okay? It only covers the things that changed since you got your last certification, okay? So it's much, much smaller. Covers all of the new material, will take you much less time to go through it, and you'll be able to get recertified no problem. If you have signed up for the Fast and Easy QBO Recertification Program, which is our annual subscription, it's $50 a year. You can sign up anytime, or maybe you signed up when you got our certification course, then you will automatically get the material once we have developed our Fast and Easy version. So Intuit will release their information, then we have to study it. We don't work for Intuit. We don't get any advance notice on any of this stuff. So we have to read it and study it just like you do. And then we're going to take that information and put it into our signature Fast and Easy method. Okay, so we'll put it into our Fast and Easy method. And for those of you who are signed up for that, you will be able to just lickety-split get your certification. Last year, we were able to train you in 20 minutes per section. Last year, there were 2 sections for advanced, or 2 sections for basic, and then 1 extra section for advanced. There is no recertification plan currently for payroll. So if you got your payroll certification, you're golden. You don't have to worry about that. It's just the basic and advanced. And you only have to recertify at the highest level. So if you, let's say you got your basic certification years ago, and then this year you got your advanced in the current season, since November 1st you got your advanced, then you won't have to recertify even the basic. Taking that advanced covers you. You won't have to recertify anything at all until next year, okay? And this is what they've always done. Of course, again, I don't work for Intuit, so we're always beholden to them. We don't know. But the way it has been in the past is that if you are advanced, then you take the basic recertification as well as the advanced piece. And then if you only pass the basic piece, then you still get to keep your basic certification. But of course, if you have our Fast and Easy version, you're going to pass. It's just a done deal, right? So we are, we're 100% money back guarantee that if you don't pass using our materials, we'll give you your money back because everybody passes. I have had a total of, we have around 4,000 students that have taken our certification courses. And I think I have had to refund money 2 times. So everybody passes. You're going to be golden. All right. So any other questions about that before I move on? I'm looking through the chat. Oh, Joel did post I did make a YouTube video about this a couple of days ago. So he posted the link to the YouTube video if you want to grab that. This live stream, of course, will be recorded. So if you need that again, and of course you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you get advance notice of, everything that's going on. So that's good. All right, let's see. Kurt says, let's see, I'm still learning this technology. Can you please include the link to your yearly recert course? Well, we can, Kurt, but and you can buy it, but there's nothing there yet. So I don't know. So Joel, if you want to dig up that link and post it, we can do that. But again, there's not there yet. There's no material. So you can buy it and it'll show up in your dashboard when it becomes available. Jennifer asked, how much is it for the year? Again, it's $50 a year. So it's not a huge commitment once you're certified. All right, so Joel has posted the recertification stuff. All right, so if that is all the questions about recertification, let's move on to the next biggest topic that we are getting in our support box, which is what is the difference between the free exercises that come with your membership in the locker room versus the paid exercises that come with your membership in the gym. So let's talk about that. And I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here we go. So the QBO Gym Locker Room is our free Facebook group. Let me see. Somebody says I just got certified this year. So if you got certified since November 1st of 2022, and meaning, so if you got certified this certification season, you will not have to recertify until next spring, so 2024. Okay. All right. So the QBO Gym Locker Room is our free Facebook group. We'd love to have you join. We have you have access to nearly 100 exercises that are absolutely free. And the way that you access those, and I see there's another question about recertification, but I will talk about that in just a sec. So here is the our Facebook group. Of course, I'm an administrator, so it will look a little bit different for you, but basically here you can see you have access to nearly 100 free exercises to get you online practice. You can follow along in our weekly live streams, which if you are here live, then you're already in the locker room. And you can also vote on where you would like more practice, where you need that. So inside the locker room, in the featured section, so you see right here, here's the featured section. Here is our voting that we're doing right now. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then right here in the welcome post, there is a link to the free exercises. So if I click that link, it's going to take me to a page that looks like this. And I'm going to stop right here and ask somebody question. Oh, Joel already answered. Thank you. If somebody said, I got my certification last year in October, so how soon can I recertify? And the answer is going to be this year in the spring. It'll be sometime between April 1st. The deadline is June 30th. They're supposed to release the new material April 1st. And last year they were several weeks late. So April 1st will come and we'll just wait and wait. Then as soon as they release their training, it takes us about 2 to 3 weeks for us to develop our fast and easy version. And then you'll be able to use that and do it. Okay, back to the exercise. Hopefully we've got all of the recertification questions answered. Okay, so back to the what we're looking at here, which is the spreadsheet of exercises. Okay, so this is these are the free exercises that you get by being a member of the gym. There are different tabs. I have to move my head, which always makes me giggle. I have to move my head so you can see the tabs. Okay, so we have the getting started. So these are just a few helping. We have a free getting started course that comes with every membership that you have with us. And we are working on getting that so it's also free for members of the locker room. But this is just understanding how QBO works, the very, very basics. Then we have exercises on this tab that come from our basic level certification course. So, so you can see the sections broken out by section, the different lessons, what the lesson name is. I am refilming all of the exercises, so soon you'll have links for all of them. And then here is the link to the actual exercise that you can walk through on your own, okay? So we have the basic level exercises, we have advanced level exercises. I'm going to skip the QBO gym here for a minute and talk about pro advisor challenges. These are ones that come from inside your QBOA account. In the training, in your training library, some of the lessons, a handful of them are what they call Pro Advisor challenges, which are basically, they're kind of like exercises, but they're not really in a good format for you to follow along. And so what we do is we take those Pro Advisor challenges and we turn them into our signature style. So anyway, so that's what these Pro Advisor challenges are. We're going to be covering a Pro Advisor challenge exercise today. And then on the last tab here, we have these are all of the exercises that don't fit in the other tabs. So we have, you'll notice that there are some that are retired. That means that they were created for previous versions of the test. And you're no longer being tested on that material, but it's still good to know. So we have those out there. And then when people request exercises, you notice I have a whole list of here that say, Margie, do this, create this exercise, great. So this is kind of like my to-do list of exercises that people have requested. And I'm working through them, man. I'm getting through them. So little by little, they will show up. All right. So that is the free exercises that are available inside the locker room. Inside the locker room, these exercises are just individual concepts. So you are just learning. So for example, this one says creating a new customer. You are just learning, that's it, create a new customer, okay? And if you have another exercise here, maybe here's receiving and depositing a payment, okay? So it's just that one exercise. You're just going to learn how to receive and deposit payment, just that specific thing. Okay, the gym is very different. So let's hop over to what the gym looks like. I think I need to move my head again. While I'm doing that, I see that Joel is fielding some questions about the recertification. So I think he's got that good to go. So anybody, one more time, if you got your certification before November 1st of 2022, you will have to recertify this spring. It will end. You must recertify by June 30th. When it starts is whenever Intuit releases the information, or on or about April 1st. Okay. All right. So thank you, Joel, for handling those questions. Let's see. Good morning. Okay. So I think we're good. All right. So let's go now to the QBO gym and see how that is different. Okay. So again, the free exercises that are in the locker room are just individual trainings about a specific concept. Contrast that with this is the gym. Okay. The gym is lifelike scenarios of being a bookkeeper. Okay, so we have basically every issue has 4 sections. So this is the March issue. And if I click on warm-ups, there's going to be a little video about telling the story. It's a little animated video telling the story of what happened to Craig this month and what he's asking you to do. And I keep forgetting to learn how to be able to play this on a live stream. I should remember to do that next week. Maybe Joel, if you could take a note and remind me to learn how to do this. So maybe next week I can play these little videos. So there's a little video that's a little animated video saying, okay, this is what you're Craig's bookkeeper, and this is what happened in Craig's business, and this is what you have to do. There's a little quiz. There's a little 3-question quiz on the video about learning what to do. And then there are exercises that take you through all of the individual steps. So it is like Joel, I think said earlier, it's like a flight simulator. It's like you being a bookkeeper. You are Craig's bookkeeper, and this is a day in the life of you as a bookkeeper. And you're going to sit down and you're going to work on Craig's account, and you're going to do all of these things for him. You're going to process the money that came in that day. You're going to pay his bills. You're going to send out invoices. You are going to reconcile bank statements. You are going to run reports. You're going to do all of that. And then every month there is also a if I look up here, there is a strength training right here, which is a learning how to use a specific thing. So in March, we're learning about projects. In February, we're learning about estimates and purchase orders. I can give you a sneak peek about April because it's just around the corner. April, you're going to be learning about billable expenses, and which means Craig bought something on behalf of one of his customers, and now he's going to charge that customer for it. So I see that there is there was a question. Is Jim a monthly payment? Yes. Monthly payment cancelable at any time. Yes. It is a monthly subscription, and you can actually sign up, get 7 days free. And Joel will post the link if you want to get into the gym. You can play around with it for 7 days. You can see what the scenarios are like and what the exercises are like, and just play around with it, see if you want to keep it. So if you want to keep it, great. If you don't, then yes, you can of course cancel at any time. So that is the gym. Now let me go back to the free spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet of free exercises. I just included this tab, which is the QBO Gym. So you can actually go in and you can read all of the scenarios for the exercises in the gym. So in February, the scenario is Haley Walter came into Craig's shop and purchased a rock fountain with cash. Create a sales receipt to account for the sale. Haley is a new customer, so you'll need to add her. So the exercise that goes with that is going to teach you how to create the sales receipt, add her as a customer, process it as cash, so it's going to go into undeposited funds. Okay, so you're going to do all of these things after you have. Here's another one. After you have input all of the sales and expense transactions, it's time to process bank feeds. This means comparing what went into and out of the bank and making sure that there is a correct record of it in QBO. Okay, so this is, if you read all of these February scenarios, that's what you're going to be doing in the February issue. One of the common questions that we get about the gym is how long does it take? And each issue takes about 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so you have 3 to 4 hours once a month, and you could do that an hour a weekend, or you can sit down on a Saturday and knock it all out. And then you are getting lifelike experience of what it is like to be a bookkeeper. As you can see here, you're getting on-the-job experience without getting a job. It's as if you are Craig's bookkeeper. And every month you get a whole new set of exercises. So let me just sum up one more time. So the exercises, the free exercises, are just individual concepts. They're not linked together. The gym exercises are all linked together as part of a story that you are doing Craig's bookkeeping and handling all of the things as if you were sitting down on the job and doing them all like in a row as part of the whole story. Somebody asked, does the gym cover e-commerce situations? Let me add this person. Does the gym cover e-commerce situations, Shopify, PayPal, etc.? And the answer is yes. So in our very first issue, was it February? Let me just look here quick. Yeah. So in our very first, I'll turn this back on here. If you can see here, in our very first issue, February, we have right here. Craig also sold a fountain pump on his online store. The online customer paid via PayPal and PayPal charged a 3% fee. Craig has already transferred the money to his checking account. Let's see how we would record this. So PayPal is there. This next, I can't remember if this next month we're going to have it, but we will have Shopify coming up. Shopify is sort of complicated, so we're going to wait a couple issues before that. But yes, we have outside sales that we need to record in QBO that are coming up. Okay, so let's see. I think hopefully I grabbed all the questions. If not, I'm sure Joel will grab them. Let's see. Oh, we have somebody else. Oh, this is a great question. Oh, how come you can't see the whole thing? Oh, I guess you can. Okay. So somebody asked that if when we buy in, do we gain access to previous issues or begin from month of purchase? You have access to all of the issues. So yes, so you'll be able to, if you join right now, then you'll have access to March right away, and then you can also do February, then you'll have April coming up. And I have, if you'll notice right here, so in addition to like in the locker room, you have a spreadsheet that has all of those links. We also have that here. So you can, in the gym, click to see all exercises and scenarios. Oh, I'm going to go and close that. And then, so this, you'll notice this looks very similar to what you saw before, but this one has the actual links. So if you wanted to search, if you remember, so for example, the PayPal one was in February. Well, maybe it's April when it comes up and you're like, gosh, how did I do that PayPal one? I don't remember. So you can come to the spreadsheet and you can search it and you can find, okay, here's the one that had that PayPal transaction that I have to do. So you can read through and remember and redo the ones that you need to do. So this is organized by issue. I mentioned that every issue has 4 sections. So the warm-ups section is all about processing the money that came in and the money that went out. Okay, so that's all. If you received any like that PayPal money, if you got a check in the mail, Haley Walter came in and paid with cash, like all the money that comes in. And then all the things like Craig went and he bought a bunch of stuff. And so you've got some receipts. So I think, let's see, this one, let me look at it again. So these are the checks. So there's you actually download checks that came in. There's one that has a stack of receipts that, anyway, I can't remember, but anyway, there's one where Craig left you a stack of receipts. And so when you download it, you'll get this, it's, pretend receipts. You have sometimes, one time somebody left a note, or Craig left a note for you. And so you had to like figure out his chicken scratch and understand. So some of the questions that, or some of the things people love about the gym is that you frequently have to ask Craig because Craig's not clear. And so in the process of doing it, it'll say, you know what, Craig didn't specify. So you're going to have to go out and ask him. And then in the scenario, as you're working through it, then you got the answer from Craig. And so now you process it in a certain way. Let's see. So we have, okay, some more questions. Let's see. Kelly says, cursor, here we go. Kelly says, do you need to complete the exercise during the same login so the sample company does not reset? That's an excellent question. Well, if you need to do them in the same sample company section, we will tell you. So there are some things that can be done independently, and then other things, and we'll tell you this, you'll need this in the next sample company, or make sure you've done the same this previous exercise in the same session of the sample company. So it says that all the whole time. So that's an excellent question. And then we had, let's see, I answered that question. Somebody, so Lisa had said, about the previous issues. So you will have access to the previous issues. At some point, we will lock the issues so that, because we can't be expected to like update all the screenshots and pictures. QBO changes all the time. So at some point, we'll lock them so that they're not changeable anymore, but you'll still be able to access them and use them. All right. And somebody says, I was late getting on Facebook. What is the fee for the QBO gym? So the fee, it is $69 per month. Right now, we are having a special. So depending on, like right now, if you're on live, you can get the $20 off forever for a month. And that's in per month. Let me say that again. $20 off per month forever. So you can get it for $49 a month through the end of March. So if you're watching this live, you can get that. Then in April, we're going to have a special where you can get $20 off your first month. So if you want a lifetime discount, then you should sign up before March 31st. And remember, you can sign up, you get 7 days free. So you can, I did that specifically because I hate signing up for subscription things and not knowing what it is. So I'm like, guys, I want them to have 7 days to get in, play around, and see what it's like before they, before you have to pay anything. All right, let's see. Okay, so Joel said that. Somebody says, did we lose connection? I don't think so. I'm still here. Joel already answered some of the questions. Okay. All right. Are we ready to actually get to some hands-on practice in QBO now? Hopefully we've answered all of your questions. We've gotten all that administrative stuff. Let's talk about custom fields. Okay. I'm going to go back for a second to our exercise list right here. Okay. And I'm going to go to the basic tab. Can we see that a little bit better? Okay. So right here, you'll notice that there is, my head's in the way a little bit. Can I scroll this up a little bit? There we go. Okay. So there is an exercise that has been on the list forever. So it says, it's been on the list since November. It says, create a custom field, because this is one of the topics in the basic level certification test is they added, this is new this year, that they want you to know about custom fields. And this is on the basic level certification test. So, because, this is what I do, I want you to have hands-on practice with all of these things. I don't want you to just learn the topics of what you have to know for the test. I want you to actually internalize it and know these things. So I wanted to create an exercise for you to be able to hands-on practice creating a custom field. But you'll notice that I have a note here that says not working in sample company, not working in sample company. It has said that forever, not working in sample company. And this is driving me crazy. So yesterday I spent some time like, is this fixed yet? Is this what? Why can't my people do this in the sample company? And so I figured out some workarounds. Not good enough. The workaround is not good enough to create an exercise for you. I really have to talk you through it. So that's why I wanted to do it on the live stream. And then we will do another exercise where it's working, and that is in QBO Advanced. Okay, so let's first talk about how you create a custom field, what you use the custom fields for, and what you can see in your QBOA account. Okay, so here I am in my QBOA account. And if you've been in my world at all for very long, you should know that there are 3 different versions of the sample company that you can access, okay? One of them, the one that we use most in our training, is the sample company that comes with your free QBOA account. Now, if you're watching the recording of this and you don't know how to get a QBOA account, we'll put that in the link below. But if you're watching this live and you're in the locker room, hopefully you should know how to get your free QBOA account, okay? So inside the free QBOA account, you click on the gear icon and you go to the sample company, okay? And of course, it's going to log you out of your QBOA account. Now, this version of the sample company is a QBO Plus subscription level, okay? So what do I mean by that? Is that we're now going to go into Craig's business. You'll see that it says up here as soon as it gets loaded, you'll see that it says, come on, sample company, come on, catch up. I'm talking. I want them to see it. Oh my goodness. We paused this content to help other items on this page go faster. All right, there we go. Okay, Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. Okay, so we are now as if we're the bookkeeper for Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. So when you access the sample company, like I just showed you from your QBOA account, you select sample company, you are acting as if you are the accountant, the user, or the bookkeeper for Craig. You're now peering into Craig's account, okay? And if this were a real account, right here, it would say the client that you're working on, and then you would click this, you would go back to your practice. So that's how you hop in. That's what the benefit of an accountant account is. And if you're not familiar with that, again, we'll put some links below so that you can learn all about the QBOA account and how it all works. But the beauty of a QBOA account is that it links to clients so that you can just peer into their account. Okay, so right now we are peering into Craig's account, and Craig has a QBO Plus level subscription, which means that his custom fields interface is a little bit different. Okay, so here's how you get to custom fields. You go to the gear icon, you click custom fields, all right, and because you don't have any custom fields here yet, then you click add custom field, okay, and here you have the option to create a custom field that can either be on all sales forms or on, so sales forms, money coming in, or purchase orders. So if a purchase order is a non-posting transaction that is that is just authorization to purchase something from a vendor, okay? This right here, this purchase order option is only available on QBO Plus, okay? The earlier QBO Essentials, Simple Start, they don't have that at all, okay? So QBO Essentials, you can have it on sales forms, but you can't have it on a purchase order. QBO Plus adds the purchase order, and then QBO Advanced, they have a completely different thing, and we'll talk about that later. This is what they want you to know for the basic level test. They want you to know that difference, what's in the QBO Plus level and what's not. Okay, that's what they want you to know. So they don't really care if you know how to actually create a custom field. So I am going to just kind of, again, I'm showing you how this does not work in the sample company. And just kind of, we're going to do this, and then we're going to hop over to the actual exercise that Joel's going to give you the link for, that where we're going to actually walk through how to actually do it in the advanced. It sort of works in the advanced sample company. Okay, we'll cover that in a sec. All right, so we're going to say that Craig's employees, he has 2 employees who work with vendors and do purchase orders. So he has 2 employees that are buyers, and so they put in purchase orders, and he wants to now track who the buyer is for every purchase order. Well, that's not something that's on the purchase order form, so we would have to create a custom field for it. Okay, so we're going to create a custom field. I'm going to put in the name. We're going to say buyer, and we're going to say, you know what, I want that to appear on purchase orders. And I also have the choice of whether I want it to print on the form. So that would mean if I print it on the form, that means the vendor knows who that buyer is. Okay, and I'm just going to say yes, just for the purposes of this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click save. Okay. Now what's supposed to happen? Well, here I am. This is going to be my list of custom fields. If I had checked that first option to have it show on sales forms, all these would be checked right here. These would be all of the sales forms that I have that custom field appears on, but I only checked purchase order. So now I have that check. And then this print means that's when I did the little slider that said that I wanted it to be on the purchase form. Okay, so now that I have this custom field, I should be able to create a purchase order. Come on, sample company, you can do it. There it is. Okay, now I should have on this form that field right here. This is what's not working in the sample company. If you do this in real life, it will work. It doesn't work in the sample company. What I can do in the sample company is I can click this little gear icon here. And then notice it gives me the option to add a custom field. It thinks that that buyer is already on the form, but it's not. This is what's wrong with the sample company, not in real life, just in the sample company. And so I can instead click add custom field. We're not doing that exercise quite yet, so don't follow the link that's in that Joel just posted in the chat. And I'm going to call this one buyer 2, and we're going to say no, not buyer 2. Okay, and I'm going to say I want it on the purchase order. I want to print it on the form. I'm going to say save, and if I do it that way, only in the sample company, you can see here it showed up. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what buyer is supposed to be. And if I say, I'm going to say this was Norton Lumber and Building Materials. I'm going to say that the buyer was Emily. Okay. And this just came, all the rest of this stuff just came from the previous one that I did. Okay, and I'm going to say, yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to click print, and the only reason I'm doing this is so that you can see what it looks like on the actual purchase order. So when I click that, come on, sample company, you can do it. All right, here we go. And notice right here, oh, my little cursor doesn't follow me there, but right here is the field. It's buyer 2, not the original one. And so you can see how if I wanted it to show up on the purchase order, I could do that. Okay, so that is, now unfortunately, it is completely broken after that. That's why I don't have an actual exercise for you to walk through, because it's not really working. So, but that's how it's supposed to work. Okay. So now, why is this? I just noticed that this is cut off for you guys. I don't know why. Okay. So now let's talk about how it works in the advanced subscription level. So now is when we're going to use the link that Joel posted. That is the exercise from our spreadsheet. All right, so now here I am in my spreadsheet, and this is actually a Pro Advisor challenge. Now here's an interesting thing. This is a feature that is only in QBO Advanced, okay? And the advanced level, not to be confused, don't confuse the two. The advanced level certification for QBO has a section all about QBO advanced features, but I don't believe that it has anything about this custom field format. Anyway, so here is the exercise right here. Create a custom field. This is, we're going to talk about this. And actually, I closed the Facebook group. I meant to show you the voting. This was the number one thing that people wanted me to go over in the voting, which is part of why we're doing it today. So we're going to click this link. Not that, that's the old video. We're going to click this link. And then this is the exercise that we're going to go through. Now, notice that the very first thing it says is you have to log into the client-side QBO Advanced Sample Company. Okay, remember I said there are 3 versions of the sample company that are available for you to use. The one that is inside your QBOA account, the one that you get to by clicking gear icon and then sample company, that is a QBO Plus version, and it is a version as if you are the accountant working on Craig's books, okay? There are 2 other versions, and they are client-side versions, which means that you don't have the accountant tools. It's not you as an accountant using them. It's as if you are Craig using his own QBO account. There's one that is a QBO Plus version and one that is QBO Advanced. And so in order for you to do some of these, in order for you to do some of these advanced level things, you have to use the advanced level sample company. And you'll notice that for these exercises, we have it right here that you can just click it. If you need to, I don't know, at any time, if you don't have an exercise available, you can just Google QBO test drive and it'll find it. All right, before I do that, I want to make sure and log out, because it will get confused and it will think that I am still here. I'm not going to close the window. I'm actually going to physically log out of this. So I'm clicking the little circle here, and then I want to sign out. Okay, if I just close the window, there's still like a cookie down there or something. It'll still think that I am logged in as my accountant account. So I want to make sure that I actually log out. And then I'm going to hop over to this. And if I click this, hopefully, fingers crossed, you never know with the sample company, it's going to confirm that I'm not a robot. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. I don't know why it's going black every so often. It's going black while it continues, when it thinks, I guess. Okay, so then we're going to click continue. You'll notice here that it does not have the accountant tools up at the top. So we are not in as an accountant. We're just in as Craig, okay? And it says, welcome to the QuickBooks Online Advanced Test Drive. So that's what we need in order to do this exercise. And I'm going to close these other windows, make sure that I'm using as little memory here as possible. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and actually I'm gonna make this a little smaller. Maybe so it doesn't take up the whole screen. What if I do there? Can you see that better? There. Okay. All right. Technology. Okay. So we're going to go, now that we're in our advanced version of the sample company, now we're going to walk through this exercise and you're going to see how different the QBO advanced version of custom fields is from the lower versions, the lower subscription levels. Okay, so here is our, here's our scenario. Your client, Craig's Landscaping, wants to set up a custom field for their contract renewal date. Call the custom field contract renewal date and apply this custom field to their customer list. Okay, now right away, this is something that advanced can do that the lower levels of QBO subscription cannot. Is that when we were looking at it before, actually you'll see it in just a minute. Let me just look at it here. Oh, let's go on to the next step. So first we're going to create the new field. We're going to click the gear icon and select custom fields. So let's go ahead and do that. Gear icon, select custom fields right here. You'll notice it's going to be just like before. We're going to click add custom field. And then notice that this interface is significantly different than the interface we looked at before. And one of the key things that's different is this category right here. So with QBO Advanced, you can create custom fields at the customer level and the vendor level. Whereas in the previous one, you could only do it at the transaction level. Remember what we saw? We saw sales form ones that we could put on, and then purchase orders only QBO Plus, but that's all there was. Those are transaction level. And now we can do the customer level and the vendor level, okay? So notice too, they're giving you some suggestions on what you can create. Now, if I were to create that same thing that I did before, so if I click buyer, I have the option here to have a drop-down list. So I could say Emily, and I could say John, okay, my two employees, so that when I created that purchase order, I select them from a list. Notice in the other version, I just had a text field. So I would always have to type Emily, and I would have to, or type John. Whereas with advanced, I can do the drop-in, the drop-down, okay? So, but that's not what we're doing for this exercise. For this exercise, and you can play around with this, but guess what? It's not really working in the sample company either. It's only sort of working. It's working for this particular exercise because it's a Pro Advisor Challenge. Okay, so custom fields, we're going to create the custom field. We did that. For this one, we're going to create a contract renewal date, and we're going to make it a date. Then we're going to select customer because we want it specific to the customers, and then we're going to click save. Okay, so we're going to say here, contract renewal date. If I can type, always on a live stream. Wait till you guys do a live stream, and then you'll see that suddenly you can't type anymore. That's just how it goes. Okay, so we're not going to do this drop down. We're going to actually make it a date field right here. Okay, we are going to have this at the customer level. Okay, so we're not going to have it on any of the forms. Here's another difference. Remember how on the other one, we said it's on sales forms, and then boom, it's on all of the sales forms. In the QBO Advanced, we have individual sales forms that we can specify that we want it on, okay? But for our purposes, this is all we're gonna do. Okay, and then step 7, Now we're going to add it to the customer list. Okay, so going back to our scenario, we have, these are our instructions. We're going to call it contract renewal date, and we're going to apply this field to their customer list. So that's what we're doing here in step 7. So we're going to go to our customer list. How did I tell you to get here? Left nav bar and then sales. Okay, left nav bar sales and then customers. There's so many different ways to do things in QBO. I always have to check the exercise to make sure I'm doing it in the way that I told you to do it in that exercise. That's another neat thing about the gym, is that I teach you all the different ways to do it. So in this month, we may be accessing it this way, and then this other month we're accessing the same thing another way. Anyway, all right, so here we are in my customer list. So we're going to go to step 8. Click the small grid icon above the action icon, this action column. This is really important. This is not the main gear icon that we're usually used to using. This is what some of the trainers call the baby gear, which is in the middle right of the page. Okay, so here is let me scroll up a little bit so you can see better. Here is my customer list, and right above here, this is what they call the baby gear. This is a tiny gear. Not this big one up here, this one right here. And this is where you can control what appears in the column. Okay, so here, now we have the option, we can add contract renewal date right there. Okay, so I could see at a glance for all of my customers. Okay, and that is the end of the exercise. Oop, we just did this. Okay, so that's the end of the exercise. Just to show you real quick how you would add that to a customer, you just go into Amy's Bird Sanctuary, for example. You're going to edit her record. And then when you scroll through this, you'll notice it's kind of near the bottom here. Okay, here is custom fields. And then here's if we put the contract renewal date, for example, as this year, March 31st, we click save, and we're going to go back to my customer list here, and notice there is the contract renewal date for Amy. Okay. All right. So that is the exercise. So it's still a little wonky in the advanced version, but at least you can do it, and it sort of works. It definitely works for the customers, not so much for the purchase order buyer issue that we were doing before. All right, let me go over this way. Let me check the chat here. All right. Okay. Ilma. Oh, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. How does one get into this advanced level sample company? Do you already have to have your basic? No. Don't confuse the advanced certification test with the advanced level of QBO subscriptions. I don't know why they call them both advanced, because it's very confusing, but at your advanced level certification is not related to the QBO advanced certification level. So, here I just made the same mistake. Your QBO subscription level, your client's subscription level. So you should know that your client can get an Essentials, a Simple Start, a QBO Plus, QBO Plus or QBO Advanced level of subscription. So they pay different amounts based on the features that they need for their subscription. Okay, so QBO Advanced is the highest level, the highest subscription level. The only way to get to the advanced test drive, the sample company for advanced, is with that link. And the link, I'm going to close this. Okay, so if I go back to, let me share my screen again. I'm going to go back to the exercise. So if you're using the exercise, You'll notice it says here, start in the client-side QBO Advanced Sample Company, and then we have a link right here to take you to it. You can also just Google. So if you Google QBO test drive, you will find this page, Test Drive QBO or QuickBooks Online. And then you'll notice that right here is the advanced test drive that we just were using. Okay, so this is the same link that's in the exercise. So you can get them in either place, from the exercise or from this. You'll notice they also have this one. This is QBO Plus, which I don't use at all because the one that we use from QBO, our QBO A account, is already QBO Plus. Okay. All right. I'm going back to, all right. So that was that question. All right. Somebody asked about the live streams normally go about an hour. Yes. So we are past our hour. We had so many questions in the beginning. I think that I have answered everything. If you have any last minute questions, now's the time to grab them. We're already over time, but of course I want to help you as much as possible. So if you have any other questions, post them in the chat. If not, as I said, the live streams happen. If you want to be live, you want to be asking questions, you want to access all those free exercises. If you want to vote on what exercises you would like to see next, then you want to make sure and join the locker room. And maybe Joel will put that in the chat. Well, no, if you're on the live stream right now, obviously you're in the locker room. But for those watching on YouTube, the recording, we'll have that in the description. And then let's see, I think that's it. So it's every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Sorry for those of you who are on the West Coast, you do have to get up a little early, but anyway. All right, so I think that's it. I haven't seen any more questions pop up in the chat, so I'm going to say goodbye and have a happy Friday, happy rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week, or I'll see you in the group. Have a great one. Bye-bye.